am your foxy writer, Brandy Ackerley, here with my variety show, Behind the Pen. And behind the pen today is just me, exceptionally excited to say that I've had my second stream, and I even got rated for the first time, which was exciting as heck. I'm still learning how everything works, I will say that. It was still smoky here, but my throat held out for the whole time, which made me very happy. I played some Genshin Impact, and my viewers desperately tried to help me play the game.
Oh, you're right. Is it? Is it?
As you can see here.
Something shining over there.
You guys always say look up. Nope, those are the flying slimes. Oh, okay, one of them was the flying slime. All in all, we had a great time, though. And I ended up playing for way longer than I expected. Still, I had an amazing time! I think I'll end up playing Genshin Impact next week as well, though I may open it up and play twice. I don't know. Maybe a different game on the other night? I haven't made any decisions yet. Let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Aside from that, and some minor work on my character to improve the avatar a bit, things that won't even be noticed at this point unless I call them out, so, honestly, it's been a nice week. Now, I was going to do the book suggestions today, but all I have ready are suggestions for urban fantasy, which isn't really what was asked for. So, instead, I'm going to put that off for one more week, and look at something a bit different today. Now, I don't normally comment on news and stuff. This is because I'm not a news channel, and I don't generally research stuff like this. But I saw these two memes earlier, and I really had to talk about them. The first one, I'll put it over here, says, I have never given Jeff Bezos a moment's thought before this week. I am always interested in extraordinary achievement, and often admire it. I am fascinated by what extraordinary achievers understand, and how evolved they are as people. Looking at him in his astronaut costume and his cowboy hat, and his Omega Speedster moonwatch, coming out of his penis craft, being greeted by his lingcod-lipped girlfriend, dripping in oversized diamonds, I saw a man completely without a sense of irony. Not a man aware that he had been entrusted with the greatest fortune in human history to benefit all of humanity, but a small narcissistic buffoon, unaware that the universe is 10 billion light-years wide, and he has just spent 5 billion to fly 60 miles through it, so that the whole world could look at him at once and see what a truly small man he is, and hear his Kermit the Frog voice declare that his big plan is to pollute space. The second one says, sits down. Don't you think it's weird? Don't you think it's weird that the space race last time was two of the biggest powers in the world, and now it's a handful of rich men? Don't you think it's weird that they can afford that? Don't you think it's bad that rich men can afford the same things as the government? Don't you think it's weird that that while the whole world is suffering and poverty is everywhere, where there's wars and climate change and human pain and homelessness, the same month I've watched people die on the news from the unbearable heat and unprecedented flooding, that a rich handful of men are going to space, causing more carbon emissions? Don't you think it's weird that instead of putting their vast amount of money to use for good, they're finding a way off the planet they're destroying? Don't you really think it's fucking weird? Okay, now here's my take on this. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are no more on the hook than we are individually for the problems of society. Should they be using all of their extra money to benefit humanity directly? Well, it would certainly be nice, but they are not under any requirement to do so, any more than we would be. If you really want them to be, then how much do you think they should be forced to contribute? And are you going to contribute the same percentage of your income? Probably not. According to the website I can find, Jeff Bezos makes around 78.5 billion a year, and put 5.5 billion of that to go to space. Are you willing to put 7.01% of your yearly income to making things better for people worldwide? And worst, the first poster seems to be under the impression that we gave him this fortune to do good things with. Not a man aware that he had been entrusted with the greatest fortune in human history to benefit all of humanity, he says. Jeff Bezos wasn't entrusted with the greatest fortune in the world to benefit mankind. He earned it because we pay him for the convenience his company offered us. This is how a capitalist society functions. I agree, 100%. It sucks. But don't hate a man for taking advantage of the system that you're using. And let's go over that line once more. He paid $5 billion to fly 60 miles. Because he didn't just throw $5.5 billion at it and got a seat in return. He started a company to develop modern technology that NASA and other space agencies have researched, with an aim of opening space up commercially. And let's say that again for the folks in the back. He made a company to achieve a dream he held, to fill a space that wasn't being adequately represented, at least in his opinion. And then got to fulfill a personal dream because of it. That is the basis of the American dream, right? And not only that, but these flights to get billionaires into space is helping humanity. This is one of the first steps towards making spaceflight commercial, and all of the future advancements and improvements that will come to us with those advancements. 80 years ago, NASA had computers, but couldn't imagine why someone other than them would even want one. We had people commercialize them, and now we're all carrying them around in our pockets to watch cat videos on. Let the billionaires spend their billions on commercializing spaceflight. Then, one day down the road, we will be able to spend $1,000 for the same experience. Or even better. Remember, these companies taking the billionaires aren't just taking them to space and that's it. There's a lot of R&D required to get all of us there. At the moment, it's just that it's only the billionaires who are actually putting the money towards it. Now, does all of that mean that Bezos isn't a shitty person? Oh, absolutely not. He won capitalism and deserves a gold-plated trophy made of shit for the ill-gotten win. Even if he doesn't own it anymore, the stuff that Amazon puts their workers through makes me sick, and I doubt that these are new things that just started happening recently. These were things that were just overlooked before because no one was talking about it. And I agree, 100%. Those things need to be talked about. They need to be taken into account. And, okay, to be fair, his dick measuring contest with Elon Musk and Sir Richard Branson is hardly making him or his reputation look any better. It just isn't a good look. But I don't consider this any sort of win for Bezos himself. Beyond the, you got to go to space? That's awesome! Sort of win. I mean, what it is a huge step forward for the future of spaceflight. And that I will celebrate. But that's just my relatively uninformed opinion on the matter. And I really would like to start up a conversation about this. Because I can understand disliking Bezos, but I don't see how yelling at him right now when we should be celebrating spaceflight is a thing. Anyways, yes, I would like to start up a conversation. Spaceflight and other space-based technology and advancements are really important to me, and I find them really interesting to boot. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to have a conversation about it. I want to know whether you think I'm wrong or whether you agree with me. Either way, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next week, okay? Okay, bye!